Hey guys, happy Saturday. What a beautiful day it is today. I don't know where you're from. I'm from California, specifically San Diego, and it's so sunny today. I feel like going paddleboarding, but I don't have time for that. So maybe tomorrow. I have a really busy day today. First, welcome to everyone who is new to the group. I'm so excited to have you. I've been getting a lot of different questions, which is really interesting. I typically get a solid amount of individuals that just want a low fiber diet or want a certain type of fiber diet. But this one has been a little mixed. I've been getting a lot of questions on low residue, high fiber diets, which is really exciting to me because remember the end goal is to get to a high fiber diet to feed your gut microbes. We want to feed those gut microbes. Now, today specifically, we're going to focus on a low residue diet. I'm going to copy and paste some things in the comments so you can have, but also I'm going to work on either some type of Google Doc or document, a file that I can upload under the files under this Facebook group, and you guys can just download it if you need it. Great. If not, it's there for your needs as you need it. All right. So first, for those of you who are new, my name is Naria. I'm a registered dietitian who specializes in gut health. I help my clients stop the stomach pain. As most of you know, stomach pain can really affect our lives. I have a lot of individuals that can't go to work, can't spend time with their families, can't travel during the vacation times, holidays, and it really affects their quality of life. So one of my big goals, or one of my big goals when I started the company, was to help people stop the stomach pain so they can finally enjoy food and life again. And that's what I do day to day. In this group, I provide free value, so make sure to take advantage and attend these lives because you get to ask me literally any questions you have. This group specifically is focused on a low fiber diet, but we have a lot of individuals here that are going from a low fiber to a medium fiber to a high fiber and essentially can graduate the group. A lot of them decide to stay and just really support other individuals, which is I love it. I love when I see you guys just talk to each other and give amazing tips. It's wonderful. So what I'm going to do first, I am going to grab the questions. There's just a few questions that I had from the group. So we're going to start with those guys. And just because I always get a lot of DMs, I'm going to drop in the comment section my website in case you have any questions about my practice. It's virtual. I help people all over the world. If you're in the United States, it's quite a treat because I can work with you and send you the functional stool test, what I absolutely love and rave about if you've seen my YouTube videos. So there's my website. Let's go right into the questions. All right. So first one, this individual says they have abdominal pain and regular bowel movements. Guys, if you ask me questions, I'd like for you to give me a little bit more detail. If you don't feel comfortable putting them on the comment section, just send me a DM and we can talk about it. But comments like this they're just really vague because remember, there's so many different types of disorders and it's hard to kind of give you some advice that's going to be helpful. But if you have abdominal pain and you're in this group, I'm assuming it's going to be because of the diverticulosis or diverticulitis. And in that, you should be following a lower fiber diet. If you haven't done so already, I have a ton of freebies. If you go under the file section, I have two low fiber freebies and there's a massive amount of videos that I go over and over again. If you follow my steps, you should know exactly what to do from lower fiber, medium fiber to high fiber. Now, a lot of the times people can just ease on up to high. Other people have to stay on low a little bit longer. So for that, stay with the low fiber. And even today's episode on low residue, it could be something that you could benefit from just to stop that pain. Let's see. Next question. I don't know where to start with what to eat. So very similar answer. If you may want to start on a low fiber diet. And when I say low fiber diet, what that means is about 6 to 8 grams. Now, it doesn't mean 6 to 8 grams with one meal. It means spread it maybe 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. But definitely don't do all of the fiber at once, especially if you have inflammation. You want to be mindful that fiber does cause the body to work. And if your body's having trouble even doing a little bit of fiber, 10 grams of fiber, you want to take it nice and easy. So start with that. And even if you feel like you've tried that and it doesn't help, you may have to do like a liquid type of diet for a day or two just to kind of let things go down. Maybe drink some bone broth, some Jello, take it nice and easy. Or again, trying a low residue diet. So you have a different options here. Which one's going to be best for you? Kind of review the case, see what's better. And if you're going to your doctors, because I know a lot of you guys come to the group after going to emergency room or urgent care, ask them what they recommend. Remember, part of their job is to guide you, okay? And let them guide you. Sometimes I know they're busy. I totally get it. I was at a clinic once upon a time and it does get hectic, but we're there to help. So just make sure you ask them questions. They should at least bare minimum give you a handout. And if you have a question on that handout, send me a message and I'll see if I can clarify. Okay, next one. So questions I have: diverticulitis. I was diagnosed in January, but can't eat fiber. I tried today oatmeal with only 3 grams and instant side pain. Any advice? So first, you may want to start at 1 or 2 grams of fiber per meal. And number two, I don't know if I would necessarily say start with oatmeal. It's a little heavy. So with that, you may say, do I need to do maybe a liquid diet for a day or two? Do I need to do a low residue maybe for a few days? Like where am I at here? If you've tried the oatmeal and that's going to be a trigger for you, definitely don't try that for a few weeks and then try something that's a little bit lower in fiber. A breakfast that's lower in fiber and easy to digest. And that will be your start point. I can't tell you exactly where to start because I don't know your full case, but try something that's easier to digest. Again, think about 1 to 2 grams per meal. Don't stuff them all in one meal. You don't want to do that. All right, let's see. And again, check out the videos. There's thousands of videos, I feel, at this point in this group. So there's so many videos. I go over so many questions, and you may find your answer in one of those videos. If you feel you don't, send me a message. Guys, I'm available here to answer some of the questions you may have. Next question. I can feel and hear my guts, have a lot of diarrhea, and it's destroying my confidence. This is such a common thing. I get a lot of individuals that their confidence is just so down because the stomach pain does not go away. The sounds don't go away. The flatulence doesn't go away. Things that are always happening and happening. But I have an email that's going out this coming week about smelly gas. So when you get your email from me this week, read it because there's a reason. The smell of your gas can tell us so much. But anyhow, we need to know first what's going on with the diarrhea. I need to know a little bit more about that. Like, did you get an infection, a stomach bug? Like, what happened with the diarrhea? Or do you have IBS with diarrhea? I need to know just a little bit more to give you some advice. I will say many times, I can't say it's going to work for sure, but many times when someone has diarrhea and they add some psyllium can help bulk up the stool and reduce the diarrhea. But you still have to get to the root problem. What do I do with my clients? I send that functional stool test. The functional stool test lets us know if there's any type of overgrowth, what's happening, what's the balance. It gives us insight on what's causing these things. That way we can build a solid game plan that's tailored for their specific case. But first, give me a little bit more information. What's happening on the diarrhea? Try that. Let me know how it goes. Eventually, you may benefit from a certain type of probiotic. I wouldn't say to go to the store and buy a random one because honestly, that's probably going to be such a waste of money. You want to be mindful because there's so many different types of probiotics. And if you just pick a random one, it can actually make the symptoms worse. It can make it worse. Other times it will do a lot of nothing and you'll have so much hope in it that you'll keep buying it and just a lot of nothing, a lot of nothing. Next thing you know, a few months pass by and you're still in the same situation, taking the same probiotic. So again, guys, you should tailor these things, especially if it's happening for a while. Think about trying a different approach. Next one. I fluctuate between liquid and low fiber diet. How do you get good nutrition on a low fiber diet and not gain weight? What does a weekly meal plan look like? Okay, so first, a low fiber diet to not gain weight. Honestly, most people lose weight on a low fiber diet because of the pain. So usually people are following a lower fiber diet that are in this group, not in human world because most humans are generally low fiber diet, but that's a whole different episode. specifically to this, most people with stomach pain lose weight because of the pain. Because when they eat, they get pain. They eat, they get pain. So they don't eat. They're scared to eat. So with weight gain, I don't know if you meant to put weight gain or not. But if you did mean weight gain, let me know, because that's usually such a rare case. I don't really come across people with pain and gain weight. I can't even think of one person right now because it just doesn't really happen. Um, yeah. What does a weekly meal plan look like? For a low fiber meal plan, I have it under files. And again, if you're watching this episode somewhere out in the world and you're like, I don't have access to that, send me an email, narialamere@gmail.com. And just say, hey, can I get that low fiber meal plan? I have a few, so I can send them to you. I'll be more than happy to. But that's what it would look like. The low fiber plan, that's exactly what it would look like. In a little bit, I'm going to post on here what a low residue or low residue examples. It is not a meal plan. These are just examples, but they're going to be different food groups. So pick your proteins, pick your starch, pick your fruits and veggies, pick your fats, and you can make your own meal with it. So it's almost like endless. Last one, recent diagnosis of diverticular disease and having diverticulitis. Need advice on low residue foods. Perfect, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Low residue foods. And again, guys, I'll work on creating some type of document that you can easily download. And again, if you don't have access to the group when you're watching this, just send me an email, narialamere@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to share it with you once it's done. Okay, I made a short list here. So first, a low residue diet. A low residue diet is kind of like before following a low fiber diet. It's kind of like liquid, low residue, low fiber, medium fiber, high fiber, and then you move on to like high and beyond, which is the goal, because again, you want to feed those gut microbes. Why do you think you want to feed those gut microbes? Because if you don't feed them and they still want to eat, they're going to start to eat you. And that's not going to be a good thing, because that can cause a lot of inflammation in the long run. And that's what's happening with a lot of individuals. They're not feeding their gut microbes. A lot of individuals here are, for example, on a low FODMAP diet for way too long. One of the risks is the low fiber diet. You can stay on a low fiber diet in most cases. There's some cases that you do have to follow a low fiber diet till the end of time. And with those individuals, you have to supplement, or most cases you have to supplement with certain products as recommended by your provider. But if we have like over 3,000 people here, it's not going to be more than maybe 100 from all those that are going to be in this situation, or even less, to be honest. For most cases, you should be able to get at least to a medium to high fiber to feed those microbes. But a low residue diet is essentially something that's super easy, super chill, that your body doesn't have to work to digest. Because remember, does your body absorb the fiber? No, it has to push it out. I always talk about this. Your body does not absorb fiber. So your body has to push it out. And when it has to push a certain amount of fiber in and it's not used to, it says this is too much work. And that's where you get some bloating, some inflammation, and so forth. So let's say, for example, you normally have 5 grams of fiber. And one day you're like, oh, let me just bump it up to 15. Your body's going to say, whoa, we're only used to pushing 5. Now you're blasting us with 15. Bloating, stomach pain. This is too much work for us right now. We're not used to this. In most cases, if you gradually increase your fiber, you may have a little bit of bloatiness, which is still totally normal because your body still has to adjust. But eventually, usually a few days, that bloating will go down because your body will get adjusted as long as you have enough fluid and so forth. But with the low residue diet, you have a low fiber diet, like a really low fiber diet. You're avoiding any whole grains. You're avoiding any raw vegetables, any skin with fruits. You're having only white products. Really, really, really low fiber, if any at all. How long do you follow a low residue diet? It's really going to be dependent on your case. I can't say a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because I don't know your case. But when you leave the hospital, if it's the emergency room, urgent care, usually you have your follow-up with your PCP. Usually that's the route. I know how it goes. They should tell you, hey, follow this for 2 weeks and then ease off. Follow this for 4 weeks, ease off. Follow this for 2 days, ease off. Whatever it is, they should give you the recommendation. The ER emergency, they may give you like a little vaguer example just because they're so busy with other patients. But once you go to your primary care provider, they should have a better game plan for you. And even if they're vague and they don't, ask them to refer you to a dietitian. Like, this is one of my pet peeves with primary care providers. they don't refer to dietitians enough, and we have so many patients in pain. And sometimes they'll give the patients a little handout or the vaguest explanation on planet Earth, and then they'll send you home, and you're like, I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. And then you join a group like this. Part of your doctor's job is to refer to the right person. So when you go, ask them, dude, like, refer me. I need help. You didn't clarify probably anything, maybe a little bit, but I need more guidance, especially if you're having flare up and flare up and flare up. Ask for a referral. And if your insurance doesn't cover or you can't find one, send me a message. I just post my email there. My practice is virtual. I'm more than happy to see if I can help. I can't promise anything. I always have discovery calls first. But these are the steps, guys. These are the steps. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go on my list and I'm going to add just a few foods on here that are going to be low residue. Let's start with some of the carbs. Okay, I think these are pretty solid. So just soft white stuff, carbs. Those are gonna be one. Then if we go to vegetables, you may not be a fan of canned vegetables, but honestly, usually they do pretty good in this time. Even when you're on a low fiber diet in general, usually they're pretty good. So with this part of life, I'm gonna say tender canned. Let me just add my list here for you guys. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. And now if you get canned, try to get low sodium. If you can't find low sodium, don't worry about it. Just like rinse it with water and you're fine. I'm not going to stress about that. So we have your carbs, your veggies, which technically veggies are carbs, but carbs there, I meant starches. Then let's do some fruits. Fruits very similar. I mean, very similar. Like regular applesauce and banana are. Applesauce is an easy one. I think that's like a staple everywhere. Banana, the soft banana. Don't get it like green because that's gonna be too rough. You can also do again canned, guys. I know canned could be rough, but it can be easy during this time. Just kind of deal with it for a little bit while your body heals, and then you can keep it going. Then you can get fancy with it. But when your body's going through pain, you have to just respect it and go through the process. Otherwise, the pain's going to be there forever. Okay, I think these are a good amount of fruits. Applesauce, banana, canned. Okay. Then I'm going to add some proteins because you guys need to be meeting your protein goals. I just cannot specify that enough. Once you feel better, please work on your protein goals because that is going to help you with healthy aging. Now, I love tofu because it's so easy and it's always soft. There's so many different ways to make tofu. Like, I love making tofu with scrambled eggs, tofu tacos, tofu everything. I mean, tofu smoothies. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So we got tofu, eggs. Eggs are pretty solid. Tuna's pretty solid. Chicken is actually pretty good. It shouldn't cause a lot of it. Just don't overcook it because that could be a problem. Just because you might not like it. Okay, and let me see one more. I'm gonna stick with those. I think I'm pretty solid with those. So there goes your proteins. Actually, I'm gonna add one more because bone broth is really good and it's gonna help you with your microbes, your gut microbes. So there goes your proteins. And what do we have? Okay, so we have the carbs, we have the veggies, we have the fruits, and we have the proteins. So for the carbs, we have the soft breads such as white breads, white rolls, and hamburgers. Keep it going, all that stuff. Vegetables canned, tender, soft, easy, no skin, nothing raw. Remember, think, is this easy? Does it even look like it would be easy to go through my digestive system? Then fruits, applesauce. Think, what are things that have the similar texture to applesauce? Bananas, canned products. Nice and easy. For proteins, again, tofu, eggs, tuna, chicken, and bone broth. I think that's a pretty solid list. When you're making your meals, think of it as food groups. Number one is what's going to be my protein. Tofu, cool. Okay, what's going to be my starch? A toast, great, cool. What's going to be my veggies? Whatever canned veggie, and maybe I have some applesauce on the side. And keep that going until you feel better. Then when all the inflammation starts to go down and the doctor's like, okay, you or your dietitian, whoever you're working with, is saying, You can veer off to the low fiber diet. Then you start with like 6 to 8. Then you venture out to little to little to little until you meet your fiber goal. Women, you should eventually get to 30, most of you at least. Men, you should eventually get to 40 grams. And honestly, once I get my people at those amounts, I usually increase it. Because again, at the end of the day, our gut microbes dictate so much. All right, guys, I hope that low residue examples were helpful. Go on the comments, copy and paste those. Like I said, I'm going to be working on a handout pretty soon. I'm just going to upload under files. I'll tag everyone like I normally do. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. Let me add one more. Desserts. Because, I mean, I think most people like a little bit of desserts. Now, these aren't going to be nothing crazy. It's just probably your standard stuff. And I'm still going to add it on here just in case. What did I add? These are actually pretty easy, especially since summer's coming. I think you're going to appreciate this list here. Popsicles, sherbet. I like sherbet. Even if there's no stomach pain, I'll still have some sherbet. Okay, that's a small little list. Okay, that's going to be the last one that I add on there. And be careful with the seasonings, guys. Please just be careful, because I've seen enough people go through pain from the seasonings, so just be careful. Okay. So guys, if you have any questions, let me know. The list is there. I'm going to add it soon on the files. If you feel you need more support, remember my practice is virtual. I'm more than happy to set up a free call to review your case to see if I can help you stop the stomach pain. I'm more than happy to do that free call for anyone. I can't promise anything, but usually if I feel I can't help you, I can refer you to another provider that specializes in gut health. I don't just send people to random providers. I need to know that they can actually help you. All right, you have the information on there. Any questions, send me an email, narialamare@gmail.com, or send me a text at 619-245-9336. Guys, have a fun Saturday. Have a fun Saturday. Go do something fun. And till next time, bye.